I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dawgz and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out of here before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to deliver live for your picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners at professional handicappers over at Pick Dawgz and Sports Chat Place. Let's meet the cappers and get right to the picks. Let's say hello, Alex, what's going on?
How you doing? How's everything, Tony? Getting ready for a big NBA card tonight, and lots of college basketball going forward. Big cards on the way.
Yeah, we are. We're getting close to the end of February, just a few weeks away from the start of Conference A-Sun tournament. Not too long ago, away. And let's say hello, Wayne, what's going on?
What's going on? Miss you, fellas. I'll be on tomorrow as well. Just excited for this NBA card. That All-Star game was pretty trash, so hopefully we can get back to some competitive basketball.
That's right. So we need some competitive basketball. Let's hope it is competitive here as these teams, these players and teams come back from the All-Star break. So let's get to the games here on our show for today, and we'll cover three at a time as usual here in the NBA. We start here, Grizzlies and Pacers. We see the Grizzlies coming down here. They had gone up as high as 2.5, down to 1.5, total 250. Look at that total there, and this one come back from the break at 250. Celtics and Sixers. Celtics laying 7 on the road, total 225.5. We know what happened last time. It was supposed to be a revenge spot for the Celtics. Didn't come through. Next up, we got Cavs. It did come through because Celtics had that big comeback, but didn't cover. Cavs and Nets here. Cavs 13, total 225.5. Let's take a refresher on this injury report. Let's see what's going on here. Memphis and Indiana. Just Davis is out. Indiana, a clean injury report. Boston and Philly. We've got Tillman out on the Philly side. No Lowry, no Gordon, no Edwards. And then Cavs and Nets. Out is Wade, Okoro, Jerome questionable, Clowney and Cam Thomas out. So we get this one underway here with Wayne.
Yeah, I understand the line movement for Indiana and Memphis. Indiana's playing well before the break. They're at home and they're healthy. Nobody on the injury report, but I'm still on the other side on Memphis. It's not going to scare me off of Memphis. Memphis, to me, was playing the better basketball before break. They're also healthy. They've also dominated the East, and they have the size and depth advantage. Not only is Memphis offensive team like Indiana can be an offensive team, but we know Memphis is a strong defensive team, and Indiana's been up and down with their defense. Play a little better at home, but give me the better overall team on both sides of the ball with the size and depth in Memphis as the slight favorite. In that Boston-Philly game, give me the under. Last time they played, February 2nd, the total was 223. I believe it went over, and it was at 228. There was no Embiid in that game. Embiid will be playing in this game, so they bumped it up 2 points. But I think Embiid slows this team down offensively. This is already a team that hasn't proven to be good offensively this season. We know Boston straps up. And I just don't trust Philly's offense in this game. I think this is a defensive game. I think we can go under this 225.
There from Wayne. Next up, we move on over to Alex.
Yeah, you look at 250. I sort of circled that. I just looked at that a couple of days ago, and I was like, when you saw the first lines come out on it, and whatever it's been, 48 hours or whatever, and it's wow. And then you're wondering, that's one of those games. Do you dare go under or over? You got a team that's ranked first or second in the NBA in points per game offense, and you got another team that's ninth in points per game offense, and both defenses points per game are not in great spot. We got high pace teams. So what do you do here? Now 250. Lines makers are telling you, come on, flip a coin for us, and you know what? If you're going to flip a coin, you better go over, because I'll tell you, you're going to see some run and gun action tonight, and there is a caveat there, and the caveat goes with Memphis having the 7th ranked defensive efficiency in the league, despite of their real bad points per game defense. So, you know what? Let's go over on that one, and that's about all I see from this first part of this menu tonight. And the reason why being it's the first game back, and I'm being a little bit more limited than I usually am.
There from Alex. Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what I think about some of these games. Yeah, I'm going to look at the underdog play here the favorite play here with Memphis in that game, Memphis and Indiana. Pacers 1-3 of the spread as a home dog of 6 points or less. But Memphis has really been covering against the East here. 15-4 of the spread, where they shot 51%. Also, they're 9-3 of the spread as a road favorite. I'll look at them in this side. Have to look at the Sixers. I think this is just too many points here. Boston 2-7 of the spread on the road after a home win. The 76ers 9-6 the spread as a home dog. I'll take the Sixers in this spot. They got Maxey, they got George, they got Embiid is healthy. Yabusele is somebody who has contributed as well, so I'll look at them to cover this one. And also here we're looking at Cavs and Nets there, that spot. Now I'm not interested in the favorite or the dog in that spot, especially having to lay that many on the road. But I will tell you that if you're looking at Brooklyn, just remember Brooklyn is 1-5 of the spread is at home as an underdog of 10 or greater points. So they have not been good in this role if you think taking the points there for Brooklyn. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we continue here with the next series of games here from the NBA. They will be here. Let's get to it here. Next one up. Bulls and Knicks. The Knicks 11.5 coming down a bit here. Total 244. Magic and Hawks. Magic still holding favorite here. A switch from the opener here. Magic now 1, total 223. Clippers and Bucks. Clippers up to 3, total 228.5. Let's take a look at the injury report here for these sets of games. Suggs still out for Orlando. Remember, Suggs is a key contributor. He's been out for some time. He will not play for Orlando. Krejci and Nance out. Young will play. He had been probable early this morning. Bulls and Knicks. No Liddell, no Williams for Chicago. Robinson, Hart are out for the Knicks. OG still questionable. Let's see if there's any late news on OG. The foot is the issue. Will most likely be a game time decision. He heard it on February 1st. Still in there as questionable game time decision. Clippers and Bucks here. We still have Powell, Eubanks, and Coffey questionable there for the Clippers. Looks like game time decisions here on Powell. Giannis still the game time decision there. Jackson and Lillard and Portis also questionable. As we know, Giannis, the calf, he went through practice. He's missed the last 6 games with a calf strain, so still up in the air there with Giannis in that one. So we got you through these series of games and the injury report. So let's get this one underway here with Wayne.
Yeah, I'm trusting my eyes in this spot, as a guy say. First game back, so I might want to tread lightly. But I got to ride with New York laying the bundle against Chicago. They have no flow since they've traded Zach LaVine. There was already a bad defensive team, or even more of a bad defensive team and a bad offensive team as well. Knicks just extremely balanced. They get it done on defense, offense, and they especially get it done against the East at home. I think they beat the brakes off of Chicago in revenge style. I know the Knicks don't have a lot of depth, but starter for starter, when these starters play these high minutes, they should come out here and smash the Chicago team. So I'm going to lay it with New York. And I like the Clippers over the Bucks. I know Bucks at home in revenge fashion, but no Bobby Portis, key veteran guy who kind of gets these young people off the bench where they're supposed to be. So I think his presence will be missed. I think this will be a close game. And I like the flow of the Clippers before the break. Not only have they been getting it done defensively, but they've been smoking folks on the offensive side, really finding their chemistry. So I'm going to ride with LA money line in that spot.
Yeah, from Wayne. Next up, we move on over to Alex.
Yeah, what I see here, I don't think the market's caught up with New York, the kind of offense they have now, how explosive they can be. And, I'm looking at the team total as being something that we could exploit right now until the market catches up. These guys are going to rock and roll, especially against a Bulls team that can't play defense. They can't. And even when they try to get physical, they get kicked around. So this is one of those situations here where I'm really looking for a high-scoring game. But, I don't trust the Bulls at all because, I have watched New York play some top-tier defense this year. But what I can see right now is just one of those run-and-gun performances, fresh off the break. New York continuing just to light the board up, and until the market catches up with them, I think we've got a real good situation here with the total on New York's team total over.
Over there from Alex, tell you what I think about some of these games here. I like the Atlanta Hawks in this spot. Orlando has just been dreadful over their past 6 road games, averaging 105 points per 100 possessions, a -10 net rating over the past 6 on the road. Atlanta's covered games. We saw them in that wild win against the Knicks there. And, of course, the defense has gone south as well for the Magic over their past 5. But Hawks covering a 9 of 10. Orlando's able to cover 7 of 9. I'll look at the Hawks there as that small home dog. Bulls and Knicks here, just a big number to lay here with coming off the break here. We know the Knicks have failed to cover 4 straight home. I'll look at the Bulls only because they've shot the ball well on the road, 47%. that back door could be open in that spot in that one. Clippers and the Bucks here. I don't like the number on that laying at that with the Clippers on the road laying 3. I like them better when they were getting points, so I'll stay away from that one. Let's continue here on the drive-through as we close out the NBA here with the final 3 games on the board here. We've got Hornets and Nuggets. Nuggets now up to 17.5 here, total 227. Suns here 2.5 on the road, total 238. And then we close out with the Lakers and the Trailblazers. Lakers favored 1.5. This has been drizzling down since the opener of 4. We saw an opener, actually a game as high as 5 at some point here. But anyway, total 224.5. Let's take a look at the injuries here in the final 3 games here on these blocks. Charlotte and Denver. We expected something here in this Charlotte game because of the back-to-back. And here we go. No Ball, no Koji, no Williams for Charlotte. Jeffries questionable. So we see names hit the injury report here for Charlotte after that game last night. For Denver, no Kinkar, no Watson, Porter, Murray, Gordon are probable there. Phoenix and the Spurs, we got Martin out, Booker, Allen questionable, Basie out. Okay, Wemby is out for the season. Wemby will no longer be shown on the injury report. Just to let you know, these players who are out for the year do not show up anymore on the roster. They don't show up on the injury report. So Wemby is out for the season with the blood clot on the shoulder. So that's updated there. Lakers and Portland, we've got Doncic, Kleber, and Vanderbilt, the big man, out for the Lakers. James is still questionable, will likely be a game-time decision. Let's see if we have any news on that. Still questionable with the foot. On the Portland side, you might have missed this news in their final game of the right before the break at Denver. Ayton injured his, I believe it was an ankle. Let me double-check. It was a foot or ankle. He injured his calf strain. He is out for at least a month, or maybe longer. So that's a huge injury for Portland. In case you missed it, DeAndre Ayton out for at least a month for Portland. Williams, Henderson, Grant questionable. So there you are, caught up here with the injuries. Klingman will be getting the guy from UConn will be getting the minutes now. We get it started here with Wayne.
Yeah, I'm definitely not betting this game, but if I had to have a gun to my head, and if somebody out there might be crazy enough to be betting it, I have to look at Charlotte. I know on the back-to-back, but this is just too many points against a Denver team that hasn't been covering big spreads all season. Denver team that doesn't play a lot of defense. This Charlotte team has a chance to come in here and actually get an outright win. I wouldn't be surprised with this long layoff for this Denver team. Give me the points in that spot, and give me Phoenix over San Antonio. 2 teams are going to be treading in opposite direction. Yes, San Antonio has depth. I will give them that, but no Wemby. Tankathon is definitely in full effect, and on the other side of that, I see Phoenix getting right here. I really start to see them starting to catch a groove and want to get into a playoff style team that they can be. So give me Phoenix in this spot with the short number.
There from Wayne. Next up, we move on over to Alex.
Yeah, Denver's fresh. We're in the Mile High City. It might seem like a big number, but it's not a big number. There's some key players out tonight for Charlotte. Big letdown situation after that win yesterday against LA. Bad spot here. Bad spot. Don't know if I'm willing to lay a whole bunch of money on this one, but I'll tell you this much. Sprinkle a little bit in here, and let's go with Denver to cover the big number. It's interesting to note Denver in home games versus offensive teams scoring 108 or less points per game like Charlotte. Well, the margin of victory has come in at close to 25.4 points per game. Lay it or don't even play it. And we're going to go with Lakers at Portland. And you know what? Yeah, those are key injuries. Some of the younger guys that may be looking for an opportunity here could play hard tonight, give Portland that extra boost they need versus good shooting teams making 40%, 46% or more of their shots, like LA. Situation where Portland's been a good bet. They've covered 14 of their last 16. And it's just been about a 2-point difference here. You know what? I'm feeling real brave here. Let's take the points. And let's just mess around with a money line on Portland to upset the Lakers for another back-to-back upset 2 nights in a row.
There you go. Well, it was the one before the All-Star break when they lost to Utah. Remember, they lost to
Yeah,
bad team
that's right.
Utah,
That's
and then they
right.
lost
Yeah.
to Charlotte. I think
Right.
they had a rough struggle here. We forget about that last game before the All-Star break. Meaningful there for the Portland losing Ayton for at least a month. That was a big blow to that team. They're probably going to be out of the playoff picture, no doubt, because this might have been a team surging. I'm going to stay away from Charlotte and Denver. I was worried about the news coming in after that back-to-back victory. Ball's sitting, these guys sitting down. Okay, Ball's jumping up and down, laughing at the crowd. Okay, dude, you can't even suit up for the next game. Come on. And you're a young guy. It's just mind-blowing. Totally mind-blowing. I'm going to let you Phoenix as well. I don't trust this Spurs team. They did not look really good here defensively. Right in that second game after that win in Europe, in France, they just went the other way. They looked bad. They did not even look good going into that series in France. Spurs have able to cover 5 of 6 over their past 5 games, allowing 49% shooting. I'll look at the Suns there, and I have to look at Portland, even though they're down 8. But no Luka here for the Lakers and Blazers. When they're lined here, actually they're not lined at 3.5 anymore, so that doesn't apply there. But they've covered 7 straight at home. There, so I'll look for Portland in that spot at home against this LA team. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we get ready to transition over to college basketball here for this Thursday card. Again, no more Pac-12, so it's going to be a lot of small conference action here. Some folks like it, some don't. Depends on how you view it here. So let's take a look at some of the games now in this block here. This first block, we're just going to cover the games from 6:30 and include 4:30. I'm sorry, 7:30. 6:30 and include 7:30 because we have a lot of 7 Eastern games on this block today. So these will be some of the games we'll be covering here. As we said, a lot of small conference, but except this one here, Northwestern Ohio State. This one's dipped under double digits now. Ohio State 9.5 here, bottom of the hour. Then we get to the 7 Eastern time games, and you can see a lot of these smaller conferences will be. We see ASUN. We've seen the Conference USA will be in action here. There, as you can see, at the 7 Eastern time. Got a little bit of a Chicago State going at it. Some Georgia State action here. As you can see, ASUN in action. We get a little Big Sky for you there. But we're going to stop there. We're actually not going to go this far. We're going to stop it here at the 7:30 Eastern games. So this will be the last one in this block, the 7:45, I should say. So let's get this block underway here with Wayne.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that Georgia State and JMU game. This is one of JMU's kind of off season. They've gotten it going in their last 10 to 12. They started off a little rocky, missing some players. They are playing a lot better, and Georgia State is also playing better after starting off rocky. But this is a situation where I feel like Georgia State is getting too many points. Definitely how well they've been playing offensively. Lighting teams up from beyond the arc. And while JMU is not a bad defensive team, they do struggle stopping the 3. And when you can't stop the 3 going against a team giving them 11 points, the back door will be wide open. I think Georgia State keeps it competitive here and can stay within the spread from JMU.
There from Wayne. Next up, we move on over to Alex.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at this Albany, Maine. I think the Fits here, the slight favorites here, maybe even more. My numbers say they should win this by at least 3 points. It has the number 1 adjusted defensive efficiency in the conference, and from a betting perspective or a trends betting perspective, Albany in home games versus good shooting teams like Maine that make 45% or more of their shots after games in the season are an ugly 0-8 ATS. The point per game differential is just under 10 points. Let's take Maine in that one. Also looking at Georgia Southern, Appalachian State. Appalachian State, the big favorites here. Maybe rightfully so, but not rightfully so considering the kind of play they continue to play versus good defensive teams that like to muck it up. Georgia Southern likes to muck things up, and versus good defensive, also like App State. App State likes to do it. I'm not going to just go on one side of this, but shooting percentage of 32%, 15 plus. We're talking physical here, and I like Georgia Southern to come out here and I just wanted to say one thing. App State physical team and does get very aggressive. But I noticed something about this team. Despite of doing well last, they looked like they were getting tired. That's something that Georgia Southern, I think, take advantage of here tonight. I know they're playing at home, so it's not as bad, but I think Georgia Southern takes advantage of them tonight.
From Alex, I'll tell you what I think here about some of these games here. I'll look at Northwestern plus the points here. Ohio State's really been a team that's really struggled here with turning the ball over in conference play. Also struggling defensively here over their past 5, getting 48% shooting. Looking here at Northwestern, they have defended well against the conference, so I'll look at them plus the points. Also like UNC Asheville here in this spot here against Radford. Bulldogs, really good shooting form, 48% in conference, covering 8 of those 12 games there here with Asheville. I'll look also at Monmouth here against taking the points here against Hofstra. Looking here at this Hofstra team over their past 5 games, really struggling shooting the basketball. Failing to cover 4 of their past 5, just 39% over their past 5 games. And you look at this Monmouth team, the team in the better shooting form. I'll look at them in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we're ready to close out college hoops here. Tonight here as we'll pull up the games here. So we're going to cover the games from 8 Eastern all the way to the late night games for tonight. So we'll look at some of these games here. Again, a lot of ASUN. You got the big Sky coming in here in this late window. Maybe some MAC coming in as well. I should say some Western Athletic Conference. Here's one here, USC and Maryland. From the Big Ten on FS1. Have a big number there with Maryland laying 12 against the Trojans. Trojans out of the picture right now for the NCAA tournament, so they got to pile up some wins fast here if they want to be even in the discussion for any at-large game. Some AAC there. We got the WCC coming in late night. Some Big West at the beach at the Riverside, a big number there. Oregon Pepperdine WCC play. As you can see, a lot of the Big West tonight on TV. On your late night game tonight on ESPN2, Loyola Marymount and Santa Clara. Santa Clara up from 11 to 11.5, total 148. So in this spot, we get this one underway with Wayne.
Yeah, Tony, I'm going to go back to a 7 o'clock game, and I'm going to speak on that USC-Maryland game. It's another game I like in that 7 o'clock time slot, and I realized Campbell and NC A&T, we're going to ride Campbell. I feel like that 5 is a fair number. Campbell 7-3 in their last 10, 8-2 overall. Meanwhile, NC State 1-9 and 5-5 overall when it comes to covering. But out of those 5 that they did cover, those were double-digit spreads. This Campbell team, just because they're on the road, they should be favored a lot more than this. And I see why they're up and down offensively, but their defense is hands down, bar none, a very strong edge and advantage in that game. And I just don't trust NC A&T, even at home in this spot, to score or keep it within the 5 that they're asking us to lay with Campbell. So I'm going to lay that with Campbell. And on the 8:30 time slot, at USC Maryland, been on this Maryland team all year. This team is loaded. Got some strong transfers. Also got some good freshmen too. They got size, defense, offense. As Tony said, USC, they will fight, but at home where Maryland tends to play their best basketball, 15-1, I just don't see it. I think this is easily a close to 20-point plus game, and I think Maryland gets out on them and covers the spread by at least the first half. I'm going to lay it with Maryland.
There from Wayne, on over to Alex.
Yeah, I've got one that I looked at for later tonight. It's Idaho State and Portland. I'm going to just throw this out there right away. Idaho State's not playing great basketball at this time, but they have played good basketball at home, or decent basketball at home, enough to win 8 of 11 games. And Portland State has lost 8 of 13 on the road. You look at some of the numbers. Idaho State has offensive efficiency, 211 to 258. Offensive rebound percentage, 39 to 34%. And free throw shooting, spit that out, 73% versus 64%. Numbers all say this is all messed up. There's lines has 3. We're seeing 2s. You know what? The money line on this one, because you know what? I really like Idaho State here at home. I know it seems they haven't played great basketball, which they haven't, but like I said, at home, and I really look for them to come out here tonight and play well. The Rockets hometown crowd. So State.
Yeah, from Alex, say what I think here about some of these games here in this window. I'm going to look at Wichita State here as the underdog. Played well of late here. They've won 4 straight over their past 5 defended very well. FAU's failed to cover 5 of 8 at home as they're giving it 44% shooting. I'll look at the shockers here in that one. Also like WKU, Western Kentucky laying here against Sam Houston State. WKU at home has covered 6 of 9 as they defend very well and shoot 46% there. And I can only look at Santa Clara here to just rough shot, just pound this Loyola Marymount team that hasn't been very good at all. You look at this Broncos team covered 4 of 5, shooting 48%, holding teams at just over 35%. They've been really locking down teams. And this Lions team over the past 5, defending very poorly and just putting up about a little more than 64 points a game. Look at Santa Clara in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. As we continue here on the show, well, we'll see what the Cappers have here, if they're going to do any Four Nations activity today, because we do have the big hockey game tonight before we start the NHL here. Before we start, I should say, the NHL reboot here on Saturday. We do have the final here between the U.S. and Canada here for the Nations Cup. Right now, we'll give you the latest lines here. USA short favorite, $7. Total 5.5, believe, played in Boston. We'll see if the Cappers have anything in this one. Do you got anything in this one here, Wayne?
No, sir. Not a clue. Have not kept up one game.
Not kept it up. So let's see what Alex thinks.
Well, you know what? If we can get under 3 fights in the first opening few minutes of this game, I think you're going to see maybe a lower scoring game than a lot of people expect. You know, I know that the first periods have seen a lot of goals scored, so I know that there's been a lot of overbets placed from individuals I know on that first period. So, you know, when I tell you go under in the first period, you know, I'm going against some heavy bettors, by the way. So I do like the under here. If they can stay away from the fighting, which I think they're going to now. I think everything's been sort of what anybody had to prove has already been proven. But I do like one play here, and that's McKinnon, McDavid, and a parlay over half point. And you're getting plus odds with that one. So McKinnon, McDavid, parlay over half point. That's all I like.
There we go. We got you from the nation's final night, 8 Eastern time, Canada, U.S. We played, I believe, in Boston is the final there. So there you go with Alex. All right, we got you through that segment. So let's see. Now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment where the Cappers can give out a parlay, can give out a player prop, team prop, future, game in the future. It's up to them. It's their call here on this segment. So we get to start here with Wayne.
Yeah, we're going to roll with that Campbell -5. I'm going to fade Tony T, fade my Orlando Magic, and take Orlando Magic money line, and I also love Memphis money line tonight.
There we go from Wayne. Next up, we move right on over to Alex.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. So, okay. This one's good. Let's go with, you know, I like Georgia Southern against Appalachian State because I said Appalachian State because of their physical style of basketball. I found they're gonna be a little tired here tonight, and that's what I'm expecting. So we're gonna go with Georgia Southern, getting close to 8.5 points. Most places 8.5 points, and then we'll go with Radford, just straight up on the money line versus Asheville, UNC Asheville. So that's parlay. Georgia Southern and Radford on the money line.
There from Alex. Tell you what I like here with these. I will go in my, let's see, NBA. What did I have circled here? Yeah, I'm going to take the Suns, parlay the Suns here with Wichita State and Western Kentucky. That's my 3-teamer. All right, we got you through that. Let's see what the Cappers have for sale over at Pick Dawgz. We're heading into a week of action here from college hoops, NBA in full swing. Of course, hockey come back on Saturday. Let's see what we got here for sale over at Pick Dawgz. We'll take a look here at Wayne. Let's see what he's got rolling over at Pick Dawgz. So, Wayne, what you got for sale over at Pick Dawgz?
Nothing going on right now. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Gave you some of the games that I am betting on and some of the lanes for today. So just go back through the show. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Decent college card and NBA tomorrow. So be back on it. Be turned up this weekend. Get some long term. Pair me up one of these top handicappers. And we'll continue to put some money in your pockets.
There you go, guys. Get on board. Wayne over at Pick Dawgz. Remember, the promo Pick at checkout will save you that 15% off. Let's take a look and see what Alex has for sale over at Pick Dawgz. And Alex put an impressive last 30 days, approaching 1,300 units of profit documented.
Right now, I've got one NBA best bet side smash on tonight. It's the Grizzlies and Pacers, the game that we talked about earlier, but I've got the side, not the total there. Right now on a pretty productive run, 18-6, 75% NBA overall side run. And then we have one NBA sharp money late steam total, and that's Magic and the Hawks, and we talked a little about the Hawks and Magic here earlier this evening also. But I'm on a big run in my NBA totals over the last year and a half or so, season and a half, hitting right now at 86, 42, 67% documented NBA totals run, close to $39,000 in profit. So jump on board that total tonight and jump on my best bet. Of course, we're going to have lots of action from the college basketball rotational schedule over the next couple of days, especially on Saturday, and lots more NBA. So let's rock and roll with the injury-riddled NBA.
There we go. Get on board with Alex over at Pick Dawgz. We see great results there. Long-term best super well. Remember that 1 month pass, 3 pass get you remainder of college basketball regular season, and the conference tournaments are covering that 30L Sports Pass as well as all the NHL and NBA. So get on board with Alex over at Pick Dawgz Premium. I've got a best bet on the board right now. Hit my best bet again with Arkansas. I believe I'm a 12-5 spread run here over my past 17 over at Pick Dawgz. So guys, get on board with me over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Remember, I've got the best bet up there. Also, I have a 3-pack mixing hoops, NBA, and college basketball. Or, again, just get on board with my long-term pass, 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Select when you go to my Handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. We're coming back again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers and get off the place for you here in real time. Another 9-game card from the NBA, and this is a day away from the restart of the NHL regular season. That's going to roll here. Anybody have something to say before we close it out? Of course, rain, right? We've got a big boxing weekend coming up.
Yeah, most definitely. Small recap of last weekend. Gave out 2 plus money winners. As I said, Keyshawn Davis to win by knockout, and I also said the under. They gave the guy Keyshawn Davis who was fighting a little bit too much respect, and he ended up stopping him with a body shot. So congrats to the ones who cashed on me with that this weekend. Arthur Beterbiev versus Bivol. For all the belts, again, the first fight was a 50-50 fight. You can hear the excitement in my voice. I was on Bivol. I thought Bivol won that and went to Beterbiev. I think I'm going the same way. Beterbiev is an outstanding boxer, no more as a strength puncher, but Bivol outboxed him. He couldn't keep Beterbiev off him in the later rounds and didn't throw enough punch, but I think he'll have the game plan to grab that win. There's some other banging fights on that card with some good lines, and I look forward to getting them out to you guys tomorrow on the Drive-Thru.
Very good. Of course, we did have a final in the baseball. Big win for the Cubs, 12-4 as a big dog. I hope you played it early. I know a lot of guys liked it early because the Dodgers weren't playing anybody. I mean, I don't know.
I got somebody I know played that today. I just sort of chuckled about it. Now I'm not chuckling so much.
Yeah.
What was it, plus 170? Is that what it was? Plus
Up as high as plus as 170. And then, of course, it came down throughout the day when people realized they looked at the lineup and say, hey, they're not playing. Dodgers aren't playing anybody. And the pitching was strong for the Cubs. But, again, 12-4 for Chicago. So look at those lineups, guys, before you get involved in preseason. If you get involved in preseason baseball, again, I know a lot of folks on the Cubs today just saying the Dodgers were just pretty much sitting everybody and not really. You just saw the game. You saw they really didn't have their stars were there. So a big win there for the Cubs. So if you got the Cubs got talent. That's right there. So some of the folks out there really like that Cubs game. All right, tomorrow there'll be about 5 games in action from exhibition baseball, beginning as early as 1 Eastern, Rays and Yankees, and we got our nooners again, 3 Eastern games. A lot of Arizona games tomorrow there. So there you go with your preseason. That's going to do it here for the Drive-Thru, guys.
One last thing.
Yep.
One last thing. Don't give up on Alabama. Don't give
there we go. Oh, no.
No matter what's happened the last couple of times. So.
Yep. Sometimes these teams get hot at the right time.
It sounds like you don't agree with me on that one.
No, I listen. For me, it's all about the draw, right? When these SEC teams, a handful of them can go all the way, but when you look at the seeding and where teams are slotted, maybe there's upsets here, upsets there, and you get an easier path through. It really comes down to the matchups in my book.
100%. I agree with you 100%.
There you go. All right. That'll do it here for the Drive-Thru, guys. We're back again tomorrow. We'll wake up. All right, guys. You guys making a winning Thursday night. We're back